my dear children. Welcome to the online science class. So, my dear children, how are you all? I hope you are fine. So, have you completed your copying notes in your science notebook? Yes. Okay. So, only one or two students have sent their snapshots to me. What about the others? Okay. Try to send the snapshots to me. Okay, my dear children. So, we have started a new chapter in our previous class. What's the topic of the chapter? Separation of substances, right? Separation of substances. So in that, what are the content we have learned? Do you remember anything? We have learned about mixture. So what is the mixture? A mixture is formed by combining two different substances, right? So there are two types of mixture. What are they? Homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture, right? Then we have learned about the solution. So what is solution? A solvent and solute mixed together to form a solution. Do you know that? A solvent and solution mixed together to form a solution. Okay. So today we are going to learn the remaining part of the lesson. So how we can separate, okay, separation of substances, how we can separate the solute, solvent, okay, how we can separate. Okay, so separation, we can done separation in many steps. Okay, we can use many separate methods to separate the solution, but here are some methods are given. Okay, first, separating insoluble substances. Insoluble mean which we cannot able to dissolve fully in the water, right? So insoluble substance means sand. Okay, so for they are taken sand as an example. How we can separate the sand from the liquid water? Okay, so some methods are given. Okay, first method is filtration. Okay, first one is filtration. So in this process, how we can filtrate the insoluble substance from the liquid. Okay, so how they are filtering means they are used to filter. See here, they are using a filter. Okay, they are using a filter to filter the solution. Okay, for take a mixture means they have mixed the water with sand, right? They have mixed sand with the water, so the mixture is poured into a funnel. So this is the funnel. Okay, so this is the funnel. Inside the funnel there is a filter paper. Okay, inside the funnel there is a filter paper. This filter paper have some tiny small holes. Okay, small holes called pores. Okay, small holes called pores. Through the pores the liquid will pass through it. Okay, through the pores the liquid will pass down, and the solids cannot able to pass on because the solids are somewhat big, right? So the only the solution will pass through the filter paper. Okay, no solid will pass. When the sand mixture is poured through the funnel, the sand particles are left above the filter paper. Okay, these sand particles are called residue. Okay, these sand particles are called residue. Okay, water that passes through the filter paper is called filtrate. Okay, so we are separating the sand from the water. When we pour the water, that sand mixed water into the filter, that filter contains filter paper. Okay, if you are pouring, only the water will come out of the filter paper and it reaches the bottom flask. Okay, the sand particle remain in the filter paper. Okay, so the sand particle remain in the filter paper is called residue. Okay, residue. And the filtered water is called filtrate. Okay, the filtered water is called filtrate. Do you understand about that? So we will do one experiment. Through this experiment you can understand. Okay, you can understand. You will understand about the filtration. Okay. See, my dear children, we have filtered the liquid. See, the solid I have separated. See, the solid is separated and it is above the filtration paper. See, the pure water is filtered. See, inside the beaker contain pure water. Can you able to see that? The pure water is inside the filtration flask. Okay, the pure water is inside the flask and I have filtered it. See, the residue is here. Can you able to see that? So this is the process of filtration. Okay, this is the process of filtration. Then the next process is sedimentation. Okay, so in this process also, take a glass container mixed with the sand, clay and water. 3 container sand, clay and water. Okay, we should stir it, we should mix it, and we should keep the container remain for 10 minutes. Okay, we should keep the container for 10 minutes. No need to disturb that, don't touch that. Okay, keep it separately. After 10 minutes we can notice that the some sand, okay, the sand particle remains settled down at the bottom of the container. Okay, so then the clay is settled above the sand. Okay, sand is settled below and the clay is settled above the sand. Okay, this is because the clay is heavier than the sand. Sorry, the sand is heavier than the clay. Okay, so the light brown liquid, the sand, if we mix the sand in the water, the liquid color also changes, right? So it is in the light brown. Okay, which is a mixture of water and remaining clay is found above. Okay, so this when an insoluble solid is liquid with a when an insoluble solid is mixed with a liquid, it settles down at the bottom of the liquid, right? So that process is called sedimentation. Okay, if you are mixing some insoluble substance in the water, the insoluble substance will settle down at the bottom of the liquid. So that process is called sedimentation. That the insoluble substance that settle down at the bottom is called sediment. Okay, it settle down at the bottom is called sediment. Okay, so for example only here they have given, take a mixture of sand and clay and mix it in the water, keep it remain for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, if you notice that the sand will settle down above the sand, the clay is settled down because the sand is heavier than the clay. Okay, then the remaining water will be at the clean water will be at the top level. Okay, that process is called sedimentation, which is settled down, that sand particle which is settled down is called sediment. Okay, that is called sediment. The next process is called decantation. Okay, the next process is decantation. Okay, so the same process, the same continued with the sedimentation, same process. In the sedimentation, it is settled down, the liquid remain neat, right? After some time, the dirty water. Okay, so first of all the sand particle will settle down, right? The sand, only the sand particle will settle in. After few time the water will be clear, all the dust particle will settle down, right? So the water become very clear. Okay, so a clay particle, then water particle will settle down very quickly. Okay, then this clear water, we can pour this clear water carefully into the another beaker. Okay, so another beaker, without we should not disturb the waste particle in the below beaker. Okay, in the bottom of the beaker. So this process is called decantation. We are transferring the clear liquid without disturbing the sediment. Okay, sediments mean that settle down particles, that is called decantation. Okay, so decantation, how we can do decantation? After sedimentation only we can do decantation. Okay, so this process we can understand through the experiment. Okay, what's the experiment? You can understand clearly about decantation and sedimentation. Okay, so this experiment denotes about the process of sedimentation. Okay, so I have taken a beaker, small beaker, and I'm pouring some water. Okay, I'm pouring some water and I have taken some chalk powder. Okay, I'm gonna to mix it. Okay, I'm gonna to mix it. See, it is dissolved, right? It is dissolved. The color of the water changes, right? So after few minutes we can check whether it is sedimenting or not. Okay, after few minutes we will check. Sedimented, right? The residues, it's sedimented below the beaker. Okay, it is sedimented below the beaker, and some waste materials are above. Some waste, can you able to see one white circle is there, some waste is there. So we are going to separate that waste. Okay, that process is called decantation. Okay, we have separated we have separated it. So this is decantation. Through sedimentation we can separate it. Okay, that is decantation. Then the next one is separating soluble substances. First we have learned about separating insoluble substance, then separating soluble substance. Soluble substance means it is totally dissolved in the water. How we can separate it? Okay, first one is boiling. We can boil it. Okay, take some salt, add some salt in a water and mix it. Okay, after that we should boil the water. Okay, after that boil the water. During this process, okay, all the water will evaporate. Okay, evaporate slowly. Finally the salt is in the vessel. Okay, take the solution, take a cup of water, mix some salt. Okay, mix it clearly, then pour it in a bowl, boil it. Okay, after a few minutes the water will evaporate very slowly. Finally the salt is at the vessel. Okay, so this is the process of boiling. Okay, this is the process of boiling. Do you understand? Okay, then crystallization. Okay, the second process is crystallization. Okay, this process is also used to separate the soluble substance from the water. Okay, so this process is commonly used in industries. Okay, and this process is commonly used in industries to obtain sugar. So sugar is in the crystalline. Okay, crystalline, what we can say, in a crystalline type. Okay, sugar is a crystalline type. So this method is used in the industries to get the sugar. Okay, to get the pure sugar. Okay, so for this they are taking a solution of sugar water. Okay, then the first step, the solution is passed through the filter paper. In the filtration process, already I have told that they use the filter paper for filtering. Like that only they are pouring the solution into the filter paper to remove any insoluble substance. Sometimes in the sugar solution there may be some dust or anything, so to remove that they are using filter paper. Okay, then the second step, the solution, they are heating the solution. Okay, they are heating the solution so that some amount of water, the half amount of the water is evaporated and the remaining will be at the vessel. Okay, then the hard solution. Okay, then the hard solution is transferred to a dish. Okay, it is transferred to a plate or anything and then make it cool. After some time the sugar become crystals. Okay, after some time we can notice that there will be some crystals in the dish. So the sugar crystals are formed in the plate. Okay, so this is the process of crystallization. In the first step they have taken the sugar solution. First of all they use filtration method for filtering that insoluble substance. Second, they have heated. Okay, they have boiled the water. In that some amount of water get evaporated. Finally make it cool down and they allow them to keep them in a dish. Finally the crystals are formed. So this is the process of crystallization. Okay, so we will remember what are the things we have learned. So what is the topic of the lesson? Separation of substance. In that first we have learned about the mixture, and then what are the types of mixture? Homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. And in the solution, solute and solvent. In the separation of insoluble substance, what are the methods we have learned? Filtration, sedimentation and decandation. Okay, in the separation of soluble substance, two methods we have learned: boiling and crystallization. Do you understand up to this much? Okay, so I will send the notes today. Copy it in your notebook. After that take a snapshot and send to my number. Okay, if you have any doubt you can call me or you can text me. Okay, before 7 o'clock you can call me or you can text me. Okay, or else if you have any doubt we will discuss it in the Zoom interaction class. Okay, so we will meet in our next class. So take care my dear children. Bye bye. Thank you.